Now that the learners have come up with their ideas thanks to the dartboard approach from the previous video, what we now need to be able to do is help them collaborate with each other, put those ideas together in a way that helps them understand that what we're really looking at here is how structure is the same whilst a narrative may be different. So to do that, I'm going to use, in cooperation with Tango, something called Flipgrid. If you're not familiar with Flipgrid, it's a Microsoft program that allows learners to record ideas up to their servers and then keep it quite nice and safe within their specific grids. You create the grid yourself, but it's up to them to create the responses to that grid within a series of topics that you allow them to access. So to show you what that means, I'm going to drop out of this. This is Flipgrid. It's talking about entering flip codes, entering grids, and so don't worry too much about all the whizzy graphics right now. The thing you need to be aware of is that to access it, what it's going to look like is a bit like this. You're going to take the idea of using stuff on phones, on PCs, on screens like this, and putting ideas into topic boards. To start, you'll have to sign up. And to sign up, you just click on the top right button here, sign up, it's free. You'll either need a Google email or a Microsoft email to do that. Create your own, that's fine. But the learners don't necessarily need to have one themselves, they just need to be able to access the grid, so it does keep it quite safe in that respect. It's not like you're asking the learners to create new device accounts all the time. What will happen is when you do create it, it really is simple to just log in and create a grid. It'll say to you, what do you want the grid to be about, what do you want the topics to be about? And it'll look a bit like this. So I've created a grid detail that is talk for writing showcase, and within that there are topic instructions. You'll notice that there are things viewers, students don't again worry too much about just yet. What you need to be considering from what I'm showing you here is that I've created a topic that says sheep and goat new ideas. If I click on that, it'll show you, when it loads up, that we have a community space that I've put together so that the learners can record their ideas into this topic so that we can then discuss it later on. You can see underneath that there is someone has already put a video in, me in putting a video in from somewhere else, and we can view that in a second, which I will do. To do that, to actually create a new video, what you'll have to do is look for the flip code itself. Now as a teacher you can send that flip code out to your kids via email or otherwise, or they can just access the grid live and be able to see the code. If you tap on it, it'll go, okay, please tap this big green plus button in the bottom left and they'll record to it. So they'll need something with a webcam that can pick up the microphone as well. Once you have a number of responses here, my suggestion is that you do this. Going into Tango, create a space that maybe looks like this. It doesn't have to be along exactly these lines, but I've done it as a kind of time-based approach. So first, then afterwards. And I've put down class members down the left-hand side to say that Ian's ideas, Jesse's ideas, Jeff's ideas. And we're going to bring in what they're saying, effectively snapshots of what they're saying, and place it in order. And we're then going to use PNGs from the same sort of washing line approach to be able to then story map something that helps us reflect back on what that idea may be. So, drop back out of it again. I'm going to watch a bit of this video. So my idea is that we keep the animals the same, but we change the reason that they've left their homes to incorporate something like climate change. Maybe if the sheep and the goat have to leave because humans have come into their area where they live, that's why they have to go and find somewhere else. See what I'm saying? So by having lots of things like that, yes, that one's quite boring, it's just me talking to a camera, but if it's the learners holding up things as well, all those different things they held up will come through here in the same way as they always do when we grab something from the internet. I press and hold on this, I crop the bit I need, I grab that, and tick plus, move it through, and delete that. And we create a sort of storyboard with story maps. So I talked about the idea of climate change. We can go to content, we go to file, and we look for the sheep and the goat, and suggest why Ian's saying that with it, and again start to add and add and add. Once you have all the ideas, as you can see lined up here, the next step would be to get the learners to try and relearn it again orally so that they can see the differences between the original version and the version they're creating. And again, ideally, to see that the structure will always remain the same, that there is a toolbox approach, a toolkit approach that they can use in order to kind of change and add different elements to it without disrupting how a story itself can be read and in relation to the talk for writing scheme, eventually written down as well.